you wanna say, I won't go back. If you wanna hit the road, then let's go then. Let's just go and see the world and just show them what it really means to live life golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden. They can't ever break us down, cause we're golden. They're about to see us glow, cause we're golden. Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden.
Hey everyone, good morning. So today we're going to be doing a video going over the 5 things that I like / dislike about my 2019 MK7 Jetta. So it's pretty hard to come up with things to dislike. You know, I honestly love this car, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like a cheap, like, under $30,000 economy car, right? So those are the certain things. So let's start with the things that I love about this car. Alright, so the first thing that I love about this car, honestly, like, it didn't come like this stock, but it was my first modification, was the muffler and resonator delete. So let's give it a cold start. Alright, let's turn it off before my neighbors come yell at me. But honestly, it's not that loud, and it's like, it literally suited this car perfectly because it made it feel very sporty, and not only that, it made it, like, you know, completely changed like the feel of the car. The DSG pops, like, even though it's not a DSG, but you know, everything to do with the exhaust, like the driving experience, has completely changed. Before, like, when it's stock, you heard the turbo a little bit, but that was it, right? And like now it's like a totally different beast. Like, people actually notice me when I drive the car, right? So it's like, it's pretty nice. All right, so for the next thing, number 2, what I really like about this car is the fuel economy. So let's try starting it up and let's see if I can show you the gas mileage I'm getting. Okay, yeah, so I got reset, but so currently I've been on my co-op term, and I've been driving basically 1,000 kilometers, you know, back down and up the 401. And, you know, I've been going at like pretty good speeds, like, you know, going with traffic and everything. And I've been averaging about 42, 44 miles per gallon, right? Combined. Like, so this car is rated for 30 in the city, 40 on the highway, and then 35 combined, right? But I'm getting 44 combined. You know, on the highway when I'm driving, I'm getting about 50 to 60 miles per gallon. So what that translates to, you know, like, I guess, like, cost wise is, right, I can drive 1,000 kilometers a week and it costs me around $50 on gas, on regular gas. So what I typically like to do is I do 1 week I'll do full 87, and the next week I'll do premium, right? Because this is a turbo car, and I've noticed, you know, like, you know, better fuel economy. So I gotta do like a calculation to see, you know, if the 10 or 20 extra dollars that I'm spending in 91, if I'm able to get the full economy, right? What I've been noticing is that, like, typically on 87 I can average about 700 to 750 kilometers, and I've got up to 900 kilometers on a single tank on 91 gas. So it is a noticeable difference, but I gotta see the rationale if it's really worth it. The second thing I love about this car is just, let's turn that off, is just the looks of this car. I mean, one, the orange, then the R line, and then with all the, you know, accents I've had, it really makes it look like an Audi, right? Like, you can see all these body lines, right? Like this line right here, if you can see, this is, if you look on most like Audi A4s, Audi A5s, like, they have this like signature line, you know, the sloping rear, you know, rear glass, you know, it looks really nice. You know, it doesn't look like a Corolla or a Civic, right? This is like, honestly, it's like a pretty, like, I'm a student, and this is like one of those cars that, you know, you have your first job and you're going to a job, and if you have this car, like, it's not going to be looking like a student car, right? It's like a proper German built car, right? So so interior quality. So one thing to note is just look at how the dash is facing towards the driver, right? It's kind of annoying for you sitting in the passenger seat, but that is like the main thing about this interior, right? Like it completely changes it. And then if you look at all the, you know, buttons and everything, there's so many Audi keys here, like this button here, this whole setup. I remember my dad's like Q5 and Q8 even had like all these same switches. And you know, if you get the exec line, you get the digital cockpit, which is basically Volkswagen's version of the virtual cockpit. And then, you know, you got the flat bottom steering wheel, leather stitched. It's a very nice interior. Like everything is like soft touch, you know, except for here. Other than that, like up to here is soft touch. And over here, yeah, hard plastic again. But other than that, like for what this car is, the quality and the amount of materials, right? Like just look at here. I got gloss black here, then I got the silver trim, then I got this like leather stitched, I guess like injection molded leather plastic looking thing. Then I got like real leather on the steering wheel, you know, real leather on the seats, but the middle part is like vinyl. And yeah, like there's just so many materials, and then if you really look at it, it's like a very premium car. And the last part which I like is the ambient lighting. So I can't really show that right now, but I'll insert a video later. Let's see if I can show this. Yeah, so if you go into, and you go to settings, and then you go to settings, and then you go to ambient lighting, you have these array of colors, right? So one thing that's pretty cool is like it has the lights that pretty much goes in the door, the dash, you know, somewhere here, up here on the sides. It doesn't have any lights in the back, which I'm actually looking to get. But other than that, like it's pretty nice. I'll insert a clip here. Alright, so now let's move to the things that I dislike about this car, right? So the first thing that's obvious is the power, right? This is a 1.4 liter, like 4-cylinder. Like even though with exhaust, like everyone asks me, oh, is it a V6? Is it a, like what engine is it? Like a 2-liter or whatever? No, it's like, it's a 1.4. Everyone's so surprised, right? So, you know, you get the good fuel economy, but one thing that kind of sucks is like sometimes I've noticed like on the highway, it's kind of like hard to overtake people at like the higher speeds. But in the city, like it's pretty torquey, right? Like the torque builds around like I think like 1500, 1800 RPM. Like around the city, you won't have a problem at all. Like it feels just like you're driving like a GTI until like 50-60 kilometers. But like I recently drove a GLI, and what I noticed is like the 60 kilometer hour to like 100, that's where the GLI is like completely different. Versus this car is like, it's literally dead. Especially like what I've noticed is like from the RPM is that the red line is around like 6500, 6200 actually. After like 4000 RPM, this car just dies. Like this, I guess they just tuned it in a way to make it more torquey down low. But yeah, I wish like I'm looking into like a tune or something like that. So if any companies, you know, want to reach out, hit me up. So another thing that kind of sucks on this car is just the ride height, right? I've noticed like the American cars have like much more ride, like you can almost fit a fist. Like this one is kind of hard, you gotta go sideways, but it's still like pretty high. Like I'm pretty sure they did this so that like, you know, people like feel like higher up, you know, because SUVs and stuff. But it's still very high. So number 3, I would say, is interior options. So like the Civic and Corolla and stuff, they have like a lot of different options for their interior. So this one, like on the Highline, you can only get the black, or if you want, you get the white insert, right? And I think they have the beige, like peanut butter looking seats. That's pretty good, right? But like, you know, I wish they had like some cooler options like the gray or the red, like kind of like, you know, match the car and make it look much better. And I'm pretty sure like the China market has I think they call the Jetta Sagittarius or whatever. That model has a lot more options. So, you know, if they can bring that to the Canadian North American market, that'd be awesome. So the fourth thing I would say is just the differences with the R line, right? So, like, essentially what the R line has is it has like a lot of features from the exec line in terms of interior. It has like the remote start and whatever. But from the outside, it just has the badge, like the fog lights, and then the over the Highline it has the exhaust tips, but you know the exec line has the same one, right? So I wish they had like more distinguishing features, right? Like I guess like performance features, like if they were to have like I know the R line is like slightly lower than the Highline, but if they had like even more lowering springs, or you know if they had like I know they have the ELSD, which is good, but if they had something else like a full diff, or I don't know, like wider tires or something, you know, to make it look a bit better, that would have been cool. And then the last thing, so number 5. So currently I have the seats folded down, but I would say is the back seat entertainment, or like anything to do with the back seat. So one thing you notice in the back seat is this is hard plastic even here. They literally have nothing. There's no vents here. So on the R line, what I did option out was the rear heated seats, because that's the only thing you can get in the back seats. There's literally nothing else. Like I feel bad, like whenever my family comes in this car, they feel like they don't want to come in this car because there's no vents, there's nothing. The only thing they have is heated seats, right? So that's the only thing like preventing from freezing their like butts off, but like there's nothing to cool them or anything. And just like overall the back seat quality is like the quality and space is good enough, but I don't know, just not a lot of stuff to like entertain the rear passenger. And yeah, so let me know what you guys like and dislike about this car. You know, I'm all over the forums and everyone seems to have loved their car. Like it's pretty nice, so let's see how it goes.